The fluorescent lights flickered ominously, casting long, haunting shadows on the walls of the dim hospital corridor. I sat in a stiff plastic chair, my heart pounding heavily within the thin confines of my chest. The cold air seemed to wrap around me like an unwelcome guest, sending shivers down my spine. My eyes were glued to a crumpled note in my hands, the anonymity of its sender both unsettling and mysterious. It said simply, "Don't trust him." I felt the walls closing in, their sterile white sterility more oppressive than calming. My mind raced, trying to pinpoint the him in question, amid the murmur of distant voices and soft beeps from life support machines. There was a soft footfall, a creak, a shuffle. It could be anyone. Every emotion now felt magnified, amplified in the silence, and I couldn't shake the suspicion that this place held secrets I was only beginning to uncover. Before I continue, if you are feeling what I am feeling right now, please leave a like. It helps me keep going. I sat there, my breath heavy and uneven, resonating within the hollow hallways. The terror of the message gnawed at my resolve, creating questions, doubts. Who could it be referring to? There were nurses and doctors, each face familiar yet suddenly suspect, their polite smiles now seeming thin veils, masking untold intentions. I watched them from the corner of my eye, every exchange scrutinized, every gesture heavy with possibility. My thoughts wandered back to earlier that day, to the solemn demeanor of the surgeon, who explained my brother's condition. His words were kind, yet there was a brief flicker in his eyes. Was it deception or merely fatigue? My grip on the note tightened, crumpling the paper further. The hospital air was tinged with antiseptic, but beneath it I sensed the faint bitterness of anxiety, mine mingling with others, an invisible fog drifting through these halls. How many secrets were buried beneath this sterile surface, hidden in plain sight, I wondered. The message seemed as alive as the heartbeat pounding relentlessly in my ears. I felt the weight of the walls pressing down on me, each one whispering stories of its own, tales of trust and betrayal, of hope and despair. I forced myself to revisit the note's simple, chilling words. Was it a caution, prompted by pure concern, or something more sinister? My interactions took on new meaning. The glances, the looks exchanged between those tending to the sick and wounded, were they silent agreements, or momentary connections of empathy? My heart longed to dismiss the note as a cruel joke, yet my intuition screamed for caution. The veil of normalcy around me felt thin, fragile, ready to shatter at any moment. I recalled a nurse's eyes lingering a fraction too long on my visitor, my friend, the one who sat beside me. Could it be him? Each encounter became a jigsaw piece in a larger puzzle that was taking shape around me, the answers as elusive as shadows. Suspicion crept into my heart like an unwelcome guest. The truth came crashing down like a wave against rocks, breaking the facade I clung to. A whispered conversation overheard in the darkened bureau unfolded before me. I learned that my brother's condition wasn't as unexpected as it seemed. An error, deliberate and calculated, had cast him into his current plight. Deception hid behind the guise of healing hands. I confronted the truth with shaking hands and tears that etched lines on my skin. That anonymous warning, the him, was a trusted colleague, a figure standing innocuously in my periphery. The real emergency hadn't been my brother's health, but the shattering of my naive trust. I felt raw, exposed, as if the world had stripped away its pretense. What echoed within me was the fragility of human relationships, and the shadows that often obscured them. But with clarity comes resilience. Betrayal rattled my bones, yet it fortified my spirit. I looked around, tethered to the reality of my newfound understanding. Before you leave, if this moment impacted you as it impacted me, subscribe. I'm sharing every confession, and you never know which one will be next. Subscribe to the channel. And, if you can breathe after this, maybe you'll want to hear the next confession too. Sometimes the truth we avoid is precisely the one we most need to hear. See you in the next video.